Hey guys, Rachele here with Amethyst Ascension. If you are new here, welcome, and if you are returning, thank you so much for joining me again. So today I'm going to be doing I think it's a massive haul. I've got quite a few items here that I wanted to show that I got over the last 30 days, last 3 weeks maybe. So anyways, let's just get started. So these are not in any kind of order either. So I went to Home Goods and I got this picture frame, which I like to get a bunch of different kinds of frames that I use for like my artwork that I get from the Witch's Roots, and artwork that I've also gotten over the years from the Witch's Moon. So I have a bunch of that. Here, let me show you really quick. So here is a video, or here is a image of another one that I got, just like this, because I got two of them. This one's a little bit bigger, but it's housing what I got for my Witch's Roots this last month. I change it out every time I get a new one or get new art. I change them out every month. So okay, so let me finish showing you then. So I got this one. I think this one is it's a 4x6 frame for smaller, maybe even like really cool extra like postcards you get with other decks, usually like with indie decks, Kickstarter. They'll send, you might get like artwork with it or whatever. I think it's beautiful. And this one was like $6, I think, and the other one was $10, $9.99. So I got both of those. Very cool. These are heavy. This is heavy, man. Yeah, it's solid. So trying to find a spot for it because I've got more stuff here. And I got this one. It was on clearance for like $6. It is so gorgeous. So I'm sure I'll find a place for different artwork that I can put in various spots. Maybe up on one of my shelves or something, or bookcases or wherever. So I like having different kinds of art or different kinds of frames all over the place. I don't usually like them. I did get two of the one, but I'm not going to put them anywhere close together because I like different ones. So, yeah, so there was that. Let me just get these out of the way really quick. I have a lot of stuff on my desk. So, also from Home Goods, I got these little bowls. These are perfect for like little offering bowls or burning incense if you want, or housing crystals. They were just stunning. See? I did have the little glass ones, and these are black tourmaline, and I have some other ones here that have the clear crystal. So I changed these out from the little Dollar Tree ones to these, and there was 4 in a package for like $6.99, and they're just absolutely stunning. It was $5.99, I think. It was very inexpensive, and they're just beautiful. Very just beautiful art. So I got 4 of those, and I got 2 in a pack for, it's either $4.99 or $5.99 of these. These are glorious. I thought that these would be perfect for adding some sand to it and being able to burn if you want some charcoal discs, little like incense cones, whatever. I mean, if you wanted to, it would probably be okay to even put some incense sticks, maybe even the shorter ones, or the little ropes, burning the little ropes in there. So, I mean, for 2 of them, I just thought they were just beautiful. So I got 2 of those for like various spots, little, and they don't take up much room. They're just little, So I got those. And also, I got this. Okay. I think this was $5.99 for the teacup and saucer. Grace teaware. It's fine porcelain. And this is dishwasher safe, but not microwave safe. Well, I wouldn't put it in the microwave anyways, but teacup and saucer. I don't have anything this little. Usually my cups are like big, you know, because I drink a whole bunch at once. But because I'm like, man, this is so little. My husband's like, well, it's tea, Rachele. You know, you don't got to just drink a whole bunch, or you can just pour a little bit at a time. Whatever. So I thought that was so pretty. And I didn't have anything like this. They had quite a few different ones. I should have got a few different ones. But I'm the only one that's usually here drinking. So I got that. So then I want to show you some of the books that I have gotten over the last, few weeks. It started off, I got this one a few weeks ago, and oh my goodness gracious, it is. One second, get that candle out of the way because I want to open this and I don't want to worry about burning my house down. So, this is also, it's by Tatchin, and it's the witchcraft one, the Library of Esoterica. Oh yeah, here it is. Witchcraft. The artwork that is in this and the articles or the history is just really, really cool. So much to digest. This was an expensive book, but I think, in my opinion, it was definitely worth it. I mean, look at the amount of just artwork alone that you get. If I want to, I can take images of this, scan them, and put them in, like, frames, like I just showed you. This was so cool. So, I got this one first. I see that there's 4 in a, I had seen that there was 4 in the, what's it called? Books of Esoterica? Oh, the Library of Esoterica. There was 4 of them from what I had seen. So I had decided to also get the Astrology one. And so, but I want to get all of them. There's a tarot one. And there is a witchcraft, tarot, astrology, and herbs, I believe, plant life, which I want to get all of them. So I got this one. Sorry, just finding space. And I got the astrology one. This is so freaking cool. Oh my gosh. Just gorgeous books. These are heavy books too, and they're beautifully bound. I'm looking forward to digging into each one of these. I got some other books too. I've got a really big thing. Oh, that is so cool. A really big thing to reveal at the end, you guys. It's too big for me to put over here. So I'm going to have to take you along to show you. But, oh my goodness, am I spoiled. My hubby spoils me. So, got that one. So some other books that I picked up. So I got Introduction to the Hidden World of the Fae, Seeking Fairy by Emily Carding. I'm looking forward to really digging into this one. I have looked at it a little bit. It is a beautiful book. It is much smaller than what I realized it was going to be, but it's a little chunky book. It's nice and hardbound. It's beautiful. It is so beautiful. So, you see, it's not a super big book. It's about the size of my hand. Unlock the Mysteries of Fairy. So I got that one. The Awake Dreamer, A Guide to Lucid Dreaming. Astral Travel and Mastering the Dreamscape. And you want to know what's real funny? I had a lucid dream last night. I actually, and this does not happen to me. It's been happening to me more often, so I don't know what's going on there. I have been taking a break for the last like month and a half, 2 months, because I would put so much pressure on myself to write down all my dreams. And when I do that, sometimes it actually, I think it blocks me, or I don't know, maybe just I was trying too hard. I don't know, because I have been religiously writing down my dreams for what, 3 years now straight. I have so many dreams in dream books. It's amazing. And there are tons, because I always date them, and there are tons that have actually come true in various ways. Reading into the symbols and stuff. But anyways, so in my dream last night, it was more this morning. I always remember them right before I wake up. But this particular one, I said, because I was with a bunch of people, and I don't know who these people were at this point. I don't remember. But I did say, I go, oh my gosh, you guys, I just realized I'm actually dreaming. And I said, watch this. And I went, I can create, what did I say, portals? And I went like that. But on a bigger scale, and created doorways. And when I was doing that with my fingers, I was creating like a stream of like like magic. You could see it. It was like glitter was coming out of like my hands, you know, like what you would think of as magic, what magic looks like if you were to, well, that's what I think of. And so I was creating portals, and I was able to walk through, like, let's say if there was a wall there and I had to get through, I would create a portal. That way I could like walk into the other side. It was just really, really cool. So anyways, I got this book because I want to explore that realm a little bit more. I have never been one to have tons of lucid dreams. Astral traveling, absolutely. Understanding a lot of my dreams, oh my goodness, yes. I feel like I have time traveled in my dreams. I feel like I have spoke with different beings, giants, werewolves, aliens, fae. I have visited so many different realms, but lucid dreaming is one of those things that is rare for me. I don't realize that I'm dreaming until right when I wake up, and then I'm just like, wow. But it's been coming more lately. So I wanted to get this book, and I want to read up more. I want to learn techniques so that I can become more awake in the dream now. So I got this one, The Awake Dreamer, by Samantha Faye. So, woo, I'm excited. And I can't remember if I showed this. I got this last time from Barnes & Noble in the back area. It was literally $3. And so I can't remember if I showed this already. And it's a Marseille deck. Or this might be the... Is this the Ancient Italian? I can't remember. It might be the Ancient Italian. But anyways, it has a rundown of all the cards. All the way through. And then look at the journal in the back. It is so pretty. It is such a pretty... For $3, I could not pass it up. And I showed this in my last video. This is another one that I got recently, within the last few weeks. And like I told you before, I love spreads. I primarily work with spreads, unless, of course, I'm just trying to see what story comes up, which I like doing, like 3-card, 5-card, whatever, stories. You know, just see what it says to you. But it's not really as far as, I mean, it could be in divination, but I don't really use it like that. It's just about storytelling with cards, right? But when I'm really doing, I think, deep spiritual work, psychological work, emotional work, whatever, past lives, pretty much all of my stuff is all spreads. Because I've said this before years ago, and it's not changed since I started reading the tarot. This weird things, maybe it happens to everybody. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not good at honing it in or reading the cards completely. I don't know. But when I see the cards, and if I don't keep it in a spread, they literally show me so many different avenues that those card meanings could mean. I see like so many different stories in them. So it helps keep me corralled, helps keep me, because my mind is just like, I mean, I'm a Sagittarius, okay? With a rising of Gemini. And so it's just, there's like thoughts that are constantly all over the place. I can see so many different stories. That's why, like, sometimes, even when I'm talking, I'll like start saying this sentence, and then stop and not finish that and start another sentence. That's just how my brain works. Thank God I have a Virgo moon and I'm a Sagittarius Capricorn cusp, because there's a part of me that's like flighty and enthusiastic and sees so many opportunities, but then there's another side of me that is practical and has to stay organized. And that's where my Virgo moon comes in, because if I don't stay organized, and I've had people tell me all the time, you know, gosh, you're so organized yourself. I have to, or I would never ever get anything accomplished. That is something that I have learned about myself, because I have so many projects. When I would do bead embroidery and bead weaving, I would have these different trays of different projects started, and I would have to keep all of my stuff in the trays and stack them up on top of each other, because I get really bored with just one item, one project at one time. So I like to be doing several things at once. But if I didn't keep myself organized in having all those different trays that I can go like this and pull out, you know, put everything away when I'm don't want to work on that project anymore, and pull this one out for me, I never would have ever achieved anything. So anyways, tarot spreads, sorry, that was a tangent. Tarot spreads are wonderful for anybody that has a mind like mine, that just wanders and wanders and can go off this way and that way, and it's hard to focus. Tarot spreads help you focus, so that you, at least for me, they help me focus so that I can be a better tarot reader. And maybe, because I've only been reading for about 5 years, so maybe eventually it will get better for me. But until then, I have to know myself and what works for me, and spreads work for me. So this particular deck, or this particular book, I loved that it is like seasons of growth, seasons of shadow, seasons of change, and then seasons of care. And we've got all these different things. They're very similar from each one to each one, but in these different areas of your life, these different times of your life or phases of your life. So, and it is so beautifully illustrated. Look at this. It is so gorgeous. This is yet something else I could, if I wanted to, take a picture and put it into my journal because it's just so stunning. And I reserve the right to do that if I want sometimes. If I'm just feeling lazy and I don't feel like, you know, decorating it big time with my own stuff, then I can just do that. And it's still gorgeous. So, and it's just like different colors with different seasons. I just love it. So, that book. I'm sorry, this is probably going to be a little bit longer, guys. So, another thing that I got is a whole bunch of tombos. I had purchased one, which was like a brown and like all these different colors in a kit, right? And so I started and these are tombos. And I had never used tombos before. And the reason why I decided to try them, I think I was watching, of course, one of Dawn Michelle's videos. And she just like, I think she just swears by the tombow. And I had never understood why. And then she had said something to the effect of water-based. Because I just thought it was maybe the cardstock that your, you know, edging that would make the difference with whether or not you have the time to wipe it off, because I've been using Sharpies. And then I also got some other ones called Aztec markers, and they're all alcohol based. And so when I have been doing some of my cards lately, and it doesn't do this with all the cards, but some cards that I've had recently, when modifying them around the edges, they're bleeding so bad. I'm just like, man, this is frustrating. So I'm like, well, maybe I should try this. And these are water-based, and maybe that'll make a difference. Because it's like, it doesn't matter how lightly you go around the edge. Sometimes with the Sharpie or the Aztec markers, the alcohol markers, it just absorbs, and then there's no time to try to wipe off the front or the back. And I'm like, okay, that's why I stopped edging a lot of my decks. And so I got some Sharpie. I got the first set, and I just started doing a bunch of my decks that I had not edged. Not one bleeding. No, I mean, it didn't bleed at all. And if you wanted to, you can just take your finger and wipe it. I was like, wow. So I had put it into my cart a couple other kits, or 3 other kits, or 3 other kits, I think. And I was going to put them in the save for later, but my husband just got them for me. And I have just been edging decks like crazy. So, and I already had this. So I just put them in that, and I'm keeping them up by my desk upstairs where I usually watch videos and stuff. And I've just been edging my decks like crazy. So, because I'm loving the markers so much, I love these tips. They just make for the perfect edging. And then these smaller ones here at the end. So I decided to get a coloring book. Mandalas. So there is just some gorgeous mandalas in here. I started doing one. And it comes with one of these. You just rip it out and you can put it in between so it doesn't get any marker on any other ones. But look at some of these. Just so gorgeous. So sometimes while I'm watching videos or watching just, you know, Netflix or Apple, whatever, I like to be doing something with my hand. So if I'm edging a deck, that's fine. If not, then I'm coloring. I told my husband, I said, I really want to color because I'm loving these markers so much. I want something to do. So, and if I can do a good enough job, I can also put these, you know, put intention into the mandala as I'm coloring it in, and then put it into a frame and put it up on my walls. So, some more coloring magic. Sorry about the noise. So I ended up going to my local metaphysical store and got a couple of decks. And I just love them. Oh my gosh. So I got this one, the Shaman's Oracle. This is so friggin' cool. This is the book. And what I ended up doing was edging it, because there's different kinds, like skill, or dancers, ancestors, spirit, hunters of whatever, shaman of whatever. So there's different like categories. So I tried matching up the colors as best I could with the cards. And these are like ancient cave paintings that have been found all over. And I just thought this was the coolest thing ever. I just think it's gorgeous. And oh my gosh, man. This is like, you know, digging deep into the history of humanity. And some of these, I'm telling you, they look like aliens. And crop circles and aliens and spirals. Yeah, that's just friggin' excellent. I've got the goosebumps right now just looking at this. What is that, a dinosaur? Or something like a... I would have to read the bit, but... Some of these have like 6 fingers. So they're definitely depicting, I think, extraterrestrial or different life types of beings. Isn't that wild? So anyways, I got that one. It was just something interesting. And I like supporting my local metaphysical shop. So I got that. And then I got this one. And I wasn't sure what I was going to get because I had never seen it. And I tried looking online to see if I could find any walkthroughs. And I couldn't find any walkthroughs. So I don't know how many people, and I've never seen this one before. I don't know how many people have this, but I was looking at some of the art on the back and I was like, oh my gosh, that is just stunning. What I got, I was not expecting in this box. It's gorgeous, but it sucks. So there's different spreads. Card spreads. Retreats. Paintings and prints. And then we have the cards. These are massive. At first I was like, oh, I can't work with these because they're so massive. But, and I edged them in black. They didn't come edged. There is both, probably about half and half, portrait and landscape. And I don't normally like that either. But in this particular situation, because you see, all the information is on the back of all these. I'm going to use these as my altar cards. I love it. These are so stunning. And what I have read on the back so far of these, I haven't had them long. Maybe a couple of weeks. They're really good. So I was really excited about this deck. At first I was like, oh man, I can't work with that. Can I cut this down? But I'm not even going to cut it down. I couldn't cut it down because of the words on the back anyways, but I'm not going to. I think that the black just frames it so beautifully. The colors are so vibrant and, I mean, look at that. Regeneration. Sorry, I'm a little bit cold. So I'm shaking a little bit. It's a little bit cold down here. But it was like in the 90s last week, and this week it's like, I think right now it's like 65 degrees out. So it keeps going back and forth. So, I mean, Beautiful. Gorgeous. And look at all these. All right, so let's see what this celestial message says. Let me give you an example. Pray, visualize, receive direction, and take action. When we pray and consciously create each day with faith and belief, our angels deliver a sign of hope and promise. They send signals to us that we are on the right path while they align situations to create miracles. Retreat into this sunlit sanctuary filled with succulent nectar of hope and joy. The angel is a messenger who brings you inspiration for manifesting your life's purpose. Sit by the water's edge. With heartfelt passion and humility, pray to your angels and request their assistance to support and energize your hopes and dreams. Consciously create your future through visualization and positive language. See, this is right up my alley. This prayer has an energy field which radiates your wants and needs and is sent up to the collective unconscious. Your angels gather these requests, respond, and send miracles to those waiting to receive. Watch for these signals to give you direction. I love working with angels. But I believe that they cannot interfere unless you actually personally ask them. If you have drawn this card, you are being called to pray for assistance from your angels. Watch for their messages and take action. This is excellent. See why these are perfect? And I actually have a Gabriel statue. I could set up an altar right next, a card holder and put them right next to my angel for like altar cards. So I was really happy with that. If you get a chance, if you like these, pick them up. I've not seen them anywhere before. They're called the Power to Transform cards. Spiritual journeys to transform your life. They're just beautiful. So I got that. I got a couple other decks here. And then I'm done. Oh, well, and then I've got the big thing to show you. So here's another one. I seen this on Nisi's channel. And I had never heard of it before. And I thought it was just gorgeous. Artwork by Naomi Walker. And this is Gordon Smith, The Healing Spirits Oracle. It's a 48 card deck and guidebook. And this is Hay House. I kind of figured. Nice little book. It was fairly inexpensive. I think like $18 or $19 on Amazon. And I did edge mine in a green. Kind of like the green to go. I thought it was really pretty. And I think of green as very much a healing color. So I just thought these are so gorgeous. And I really love the messages that are on these. Another one that feels like, healing angels and shamanic work. Journeying. And I thought that this would pair up so beautifully with the Shimmering Veil Tarot. You can see so many of the celestial beings that actually make up the cosmos. It's gorgeous. The colors are just so stunning. I feel like the frequency of these cards just like pulls me in. And going through menopause, I'm always here for some healing energy, okay? Look at that. Beautiful, isn't it? With a tombow. Once you go tombow, you don't go back. Beautiful. So that was another deck. I've got one more deck to show you guys. Now this one I had pre-ordered and it came in. I pre-ordered this at least a couple of months ago. And my friend Rhiannon told me about it. Rhiannon Rambles. And it is called Egyptian Star Oracle. And it's by Travis McHenry. And this is the coolest friggin' deck. So I started going through it. And these are all the deacons, the 36 deacons, Egyptian deacons. Came with a Eye of Horus or Eye of Ra. But, let me get this out of the way. I started to put these, take the old images that I have out and put these into my Deacon Walk, my Deacon Companion, digital companion. But it wasn't matching up. I didn't understand why it wasn't matching up. And then I started reading the book. And it's because the Egyptians didn't start the Deacon Walk until roughly August. And it's not when the sun was in the spring solstice when they started it. The ancient Egyptians who started the deacons, they actually, well, according to this, they actually started it when Sirius, the star Sirius, was on the horizon, I believe, when it first came up in, and let me look for it. I'm not sure if I can find it right away. Well, you know what? I'm just going to read this really quick, the premise of this. If you want to fast forward, then fast forward, okay? The Egyptian Star Oracle is the first of its kind, an oracle deck that uses only authentic Egyptian artwork, spells, translations, names, and meanings to create a divination tool that is wholly and entirely Egyptian. Since the late 1800s, there have been countless attempts to create an Egyptian tarot, but at least these are merely Egyptian, but at best, these are merely Egyptian-themed tarot decks because the ancient Egyptians had no concept of the tarot. They didn't use the Hebrew alphabet in their magic. They didn't interpret their oracles through Persian astrology, and they had no interest in Gnostic Christian symbology. The Egyptians could not have used these foreign influences in their magic or astrology, as the Egyptian religion predates those other cultures by thousands of years. The Egyptian Star Oracle strips away these foreign influences by starting at the source, the pyramid text, the coffin text, the Egyptian calendar, and decanal stars through the sky occurs on an hourly, nightly, weekly basis and has nothing to do with the position of the sun or planets. It even talks about how it doesn't have anything to do with the current constellations. As mentioned, each deacon holds power over one 10-day week of the Egyptian calendar, and these dates are included in this guidebook. However, trying to perfectly align them with the Gregorian calendar is more difficult than it might seem. The start of the calendar must be aligned with the heliacal rise of the star Sirius, Deacon 36, Sopdet. And the date of Sirius's rise differs depending on your geographic location. A truly accurate calendar would have differing start dates for people depending on their latitude region. The heliacal rise of Sirius can be determined quite easily by consulting an online astronomy calculator, but a general purpose Egyptian calendar has been included below to help you get started. The mineral or minerals listed in connection with each deacon come from the astronomical ceiling in the Temple of Hathor at Dendera. The exact functions of the minerals is not entirely known, but it's commonly believed that they serve to connect you with the deacon. Ideally, a piece of mineral would have the decanal figure or its hieroglyphic, name carved into it and be worn as a talisman or ring. If you're working with a specific deacon in a ritual setting, it will suffice to have a piece of the deacon's mineral on your altar in your hand or nearby. Above the artwork on each card is a colored drawing of the deacon. This is what the Egyptians believed each specific god looked like, but the images were not consistent from source to source. Sometimes they were depicted sailing in barks, while other times they might look like a snake or lion-headed goddess. My contention is that the Egyptians used a variety of images to depict the decanal stars in one of the 5 forms of their life cycle, appearing, rising, culminating, descending, or disappearing into the duet, the realm of the dead. A more in-depth study of the decans and their history can be found in my book, Cult of Stars, which I just recently purchased. Because new artifacts are being uncovered from the sands of Egypt every day, some of the information presented in this guide may need updating from time to time. Additionally, many artifacts still sit in the vaults of museums around the world that have not yet been properly examined. Any one of these pieces might unveil a new translation or an untold story that provides a deeper understanding of the decans. That is exactly what happened when the final piece of the naos of the decades, a stone structure that listed the Egyptian decans, was discovered in 2004 in the Bay of Abu Qubair, forget it, where it has been submerged underwater for over 2,000 years. The missing piece of the naos revealed a fascinating origin story of the 36 decans that have never been told before, along with indicating the specific tasks each decan undertakes during their week in power over the earth. This is an excellent example of Egyptologists not knowing what they don't know. Before you read the rest of this guide, take a moment to familiarize yourself with the deck. These cards are more than a collection of images and symbols. They embody the stars of the night sky, the living Ba spirits of primordial gods that were worshipped 3,000 years before Christ walked the earth and 1,700 years before the first book of the Torah was written. Bas were depicted as birds with human heads to emphasize that they could move freely anywhere in the world. In the Egyptian conception of the human condition, Ba is the mobile manifestation, Ka is the physical manifestation, and Ak represents the quality of the mind or spirit. Let the deacon speak to you as you flip through the deck. The Egyptians viewed hieroglyphics as a sacred manifestation of what they represented. So when you look at the symbols on the cards, the names of the deacons, and the pyramid text spells behind them, you're experiencing these powerful forces the same way the ancients did. Look through the deck with an open mind, taking a moment to create your own first impressions of each card. There are many, many mysteries left to uncover, and revealed wisdom comes to each of us in different ways. Aleister Crowley found his spirit guides in the Cairo Museum, so there's no reason that you can't find yours while exploring the truth and wisdom of this wonderful oracle. So, this part is the name of the deacon and translation of the deacon name. And then this is the hieroglyphics. This is what the Egyptian depiction of the god is. This is the first deacon, and this is what it means. And then once you find, there's spreads in here also, but once you find some really cool spreads, actually. And it even talks about a ritual to invoke the deacons, how you can do that. And it talks about the Egyptian calendar and how there was 360 days. And in order to make it 365 days of what a year is, there was 5 more days where they would honor the gods. There's a card for A, which is the birth of Osiris. B, the birth of Horus. C, the birth of Set. D, the birth of Isis. And E, the birth of Nephthys. Those are the other 5 days. So one day for each one of those gods. And it talks about that. And here is the calendar, approximately, depending on where you live, when the deacon walk actually begins. And where I live, the closest one, it would be August, let me see. I can't, where's my glasses? I took a picture and I put it in my deacon guide, because I took these out because I realized we're not actually truly on the 9th deacon. If you're actually going by the ancient Egyptian, which is where the deacon origins begin. So roughly it's around August 8th is the first day. And it's for the 36th decan. So the first decan would start on August 23rd. And go through September 2nd. And then blah, 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 blah. I'll show you. But it's wild. It is so crazy. And then it starts going to each decan and all the information about it. So the deacons, the Egyptian deacons, actually started in August, not in March. All right, let's try this again. Sorry about that. So as I was saying, it was more like August, and it wasn't based on our sun in the spring equinox. It was based on Sirius, the star Sirius, for ancient Egyptians. And then each 10-day period, and it says that it's not necessarily associated with our constellations. Maybe I read that out of the book, because I already downloaded the book. You can purchase the book and stuff right off of his site. I tried looking for it on Amazon, and I couldn't find it. Travis McHenry's site. But anyways, so I'm going to keep on doing the Deacon Walk, okay? Because I still want to learn the deacons for the tarot system itself. But now it makes a whole lot of sense to me, or a whole lot more sense after this coming out. So the deacons, as you see them now in the tarot, is more when the Greeks got a hold of it and changing it up, not from its original Egyptian origins. And that it's just been pretty much confirmed for me. And so I want to dig into this, and I might start this actually in August, and find out, do a little search and find out exactly what day, and follow it with this to see what stars are actually in the sky for each one of the deacons, instead of it being associated with a constellation. But for the term of, or I should say for the sake of doing the Deacon Walk, and with any system, for me, I only take on the energy of what something suits me. I do not take on, I don't use a system if I think it's going to affect me poorly. I don't use that energy. Just like I don't do magic when I'm in a poor way. That's just my own personal thing, you know. But anyways, I have talked too much about that. But I was really excited about this deck. And it is now available on Amazon if you want it. And it's called Egyptian Star Oracle. Thank you so much, Rhiannon, for suggesting this to me months ago. And it took a couple of months because it was a pre-order in order for me to get it. And I'm so glad I got it. So I've got one big thing to show you, which kind of also goes along with the astrology bit. Give me a minute. I forgot to show you one other thing that I got. I got this from my local metaphysical store too. It is like clay or plaster maybe. I'm not sure what that is. And then with all of the, like the quartz at the end and all of the gemstones on it. I mean, this is good and solid. It's a little bit heavy. And then I took, it was more like a clay color, like much lighter, much lighter. And I took a couple of the new markers I got. I made a dark brown because I'm a dark brown person. So I love dark brown better. I love darker colors better. So yeah, I wanted to show this too. Okay. So this is my big reveal. My hubby got me a awesome telescope because I wanted to be able to actually look up into the sky and see what's actually in the sky for myself. Not using any apps, but using an actual telescope that's magnified. And this one, it's the top of this line that you can get. It was pretty pricey. I have not really used it well since I got it. I've not had it for long. I did hook it up with my iPad, and I've got an attachment for my iPhone so that I can take pictures of really close up. My husband, the first night, but when we have cloud cover and stuff, but he was able to see like really close up on the moon, and then it stopped working. It was a battery issue up on the scope thing, which we got it all figured out. I've got it all aligned. It's just, since my husband has been home on vacation right now, we've had a lot of projects around the house that we've had to do. So if you've seen yesterday, we finished doing the kitchen cabinets. We also got my husband power washed both of the decks, and we've got to repaint those, and he replaced a board. So while he's on vacation, we've just been doing a lot of other stuff around the house. So eventually I will get into hopefully being able to take some really good pictures, because some of the pictures I've seen on here, it takes up really close shots of galaxies and planets, and I'm excited. So anyways, that was my big haul reveal. This is going to be a long one. If you're still here, thank you for spending this time with me, and I'm sending you love always.